It's been a long time coming, but it's finally time to watch some more of Sakurai's videos on his YouTube channel. This video is all about making short, concise presentations, which is absolutely hilarious since he does the complete opposite of this. You'll probably want to see a second video of his being debunked, so I'll make this a 2-for-1 special this time. So let's start with, presentations are about speed.
ゲームに限りませんが
Right out the gate. He knows people were going to see the contradiction in this after all that 45 minutes presentation bullshit he did over the past few years. As if mentioning this goes beyond gaming completely forgives him of any hypocrisy.
チームで何かを作るにはとにかくアイデアをプレゼンテーションするということが必要です。そうでなかったとしても制作者が誰かにプレゼンし、ものを伝えるということは大事です。
He presents his ideas all right. His ideas are I tell what people what they want and try to force them to want it.
そんな時の必勝法、それはプレゼンはスピードだということです。
Speed? He must not be referring to quickness though. I think he means you have to take the drug speed in order to get through his presentations.
比較的プレゼン上手だと言われた私が断言します。
Shocking, this guy praises himself yet again. But is he actually a good presenter? Absolutely not. He's boring, egotistical and creepy. Those are not good ingredients for a good presenter. In fact, there's no business to have him on camera to present his product at all. Ed Boon is behind Mortal Kombat. He's not in front of it. Takeuchi Nakayama is behind Street Fighter 6. He is not in front of it. They know they themselves are not the best way to market their products. Sakurai is not a good public speaker. The only charisma he shows is when he talks about his RPG collection and his own personal interests, and not every gamer is interested in that. If you are not a good personality, then you have no reason to put yourself on camera. You got the Tony-kan?
プレゼンはスピードに他ならない。贅肉を削ぎ落とし、必要なことだけ伝えるようにしましょう。
So let's use your presentations as an example. Is there a good reason to make a 45-minute video about a $6 digital good? No. Why didn't you trim the fat? Why didn't you get to the heart of your topic, so to speak?
意図も第2案も必要なし。絵は必要だけどシンプルに。必ずしも短くある必要はありません。プレゼン時間をいかに濃密にテンポよく進められるかがポイントです。
This guy can't be serious. Flow and tempo is something he never thinks about when he makes videos. Like the Sephiroth video, where it dragged on forever. It was boring. It was bad. It's like his own rules don't apply to him. I made a video before talking about how his presentations are too long, and you can check that video out. But to summarize, he knows his character choices suck and don't appeal to that many consumers that would otherwise need a reason to buy his game. So these videos are a way to convince those people. That's why he has to explain who the character is, what game series they come from. That's why he's going through every single move in order to impress people through the gameplay. That's why he feel like he has to play through a whole game mode before the consumer has the chance to buy the DLC. That just screams desperation. It means you don't have faith in simple marketing, such as a trailer, to help sell the DLC. How does it work for Fortnite? Or what about Mortal Kombat 11? The trailer for Arnold wasn't even 3 minutes long and that's all they needed.
というわけで私のプレゼンは以上です。短く伝えたから印象に残るでしょう。
So is he going to do that from now on? Of course not. After all, nobody is going to judge him, but he'll judge others.
プレゼンはスピードです。
So, what is part 2 of this video? It happens to be on the original Super Smash Bros.
星のカービィスーパーデラックスを作り終えた後、1996年、任天堂64の時代がやってきます。私はスーパーデラックスのアフターケアなどもした後、一人で 3D の勉強をしていました。当時はシリコングラフィックスのマシンでソフトイマージを動かし、モデル、モーション、カメラ、レンダリングなどを覚えていきました。
Wait a second, Silicon Graphics had products that had a profound impact in CG and 3D imaging? That's quite a stretch. Their technology was used in the N64 and was used for special effects in a bunch of movies in the 90s and 2000s, but I wouldn't say it was a trailblazer in CGI and rendering. The only reason Sakurai even heard of this company was because he had to use its programs to make an N64 game.
スーパーデラックスの開発でも少しは CG ソフトに触れてはいましたが、絵だけ、それも他のアーティストが作るものでしたしね。
What he means here is that for Kirby Superstar, he made some digitized assets and backgrounds.
そして、任天堂64ソフトとして2つの企画を立てます。1つは4人対戦型バトルロイヤル格闘、スマブラの原型です。1つは監視カメラをハックして進むラジコンロボットアドベンチャー。この2つのプロトタイプ案を実際に作ってみることになりました。企画やグラフィックやモデルやモーションは私、プログラムは岩田さん、正確にはサウンドがもう1人います。ここで貴重な映像、そのプロトタイプ版、通称格闘ゲーム竜王をご覧ください。必殺技と回避、アイテムなどはまだありませんが、ゲームのルールはまんまスマブラであることがわかると思います。ちゃんとスマッシュ攻撃や空中ジャンプ、シールド、ダッシュ、5方向の空中攻撃などもあります。戦場地形になっていますね。変えることもできますが、この頃のモデル構成は非常に不自由でしたが、それでもちゃんと動いていると思います。
You don't say. I mean, this was basically all Super Smash Bros. Needed. Polygon characters, platforms, and a background. That's why it ran well, because you didn't need to design entire levels or large structures. And it's true to this day. So, I don't get what could be facing technical brick walls when trying to design a character like Rex with Pyra.
この竜王とラジコンアドベンチャーの試作、どちらも任天堂の方には高く評価されました。そして機会を待ちました。機会を待つというのはですね、会社のいろんなスタッフはすでに別のソフトを作っていました。つまりスタッフがいないと。発表された中では 64DD のマザー3やゲームキューブ版とは関係ないスノボ風のエアライドもありました。他いくつかのソフトが作られていましたが発表されていません。それらが軒並み発売されなくなったことにより可及的速やかにソフトを仕上げる必要がありました。
So it wasn't even because Nintendo trusted Sakurai with all their IP, but he was just lucky. He had the right prototype at the right place and the right time, because Nintendo had the resources for another N64 game, but didn't know what. So, let this be a confession that he lucked into Smash Bros. Having a fighting game with Nintendo characters isn't a bad idea, but let's not kid ourselves and pretend like Sakurai earned that honor and was promoted by Nintendo executives to spearhead all their IPs.
ラジコンアドベンチャーの方もかなりの手応えを感じていたのですが、
What's the point of mentioning the lack of health bars?
まともに作ったら2年かかるであろうと思いました。それでより早く完成できそうな4人対戦格闘を作ることになりました。少し前の段階の話に戻りますが、スマブラがどういう発想で企画を考えられたのか。格闘ゲームのアンチテーゼとはよく言われるし、実際私もそう言っていますが、格闘ゲームを否定しているわけではないのです。格闘ゲームは非常に面白いです。
Here we go again. Sakurai telling us what's fun. I like fighting games, a lot of people do, but for a guy that takes great pride in working on a crossover fighting game, he is strongly biased on RPGs and fighting games, and he's acting like those are the only two genres that matter. He's right to have an opinion, but a lot of people don't like the extreme bias. Super Smash Bros. Makes for a great casual product, but unless you're also into RPGs and fighting games, you don't matter to Sakurai and he'll tell you his way or the highway.
何しろ駆け引きは最大に発揮されるジャンルでしたし、多くのメーカーが切磋琢磨されていたわけで白熱していたのもうなずけます。 ただコンボについて、これは駆け引きではないと思っていました。最初のヒットからうまく攻撃をつなげられるかという遊びの中には、対戦相手のテクニックの介在というのはありません。コンボ重視のゲームが増え、駆け引き要素などは下がっていく。わからない人や初心者にはなおさら見ているだけの、やられているだけの状況が増えてしまう。
Not always. And again, I like learning how to do combos in fighting games. But the average person that plays a fighting game doesn't care about combos. The dive kick is one of the most common fighting game attacks. It's easy to do, it's powerful, it's hard to counter, and most characters have one. The crouching uppercut in Mortal Kombat is another example. It's a fast, powerful attack designed to deal with aggressive opponents, but casual players do it because it's easy. Now, while you need skill in order to beat the later stages of a one-player game, the majority of players didn't care about being the best, but just to have a fun time for however many coins they put in. I think he's got quite a reach here.
結果が操作により決まりきることではなく、もっと差し合いやアドリブ性みたいなものを求めることはできないかなと考えました。結果として蓄積ダメージシステムが生まれました。相手のリアクションが毎回異なる。画面外に飛び出したらダメージがどうあっても負け。これはいけるのではないかなと思いましたね。もう一つ、ゲームを考えたのは1996年ですが、この頃は格闘ゲームのコマンド入力がやたらと複雑化していた時でもありました。中にはすんごいコマンド入力もあります。
Who cares? Are they required? No. So this is a very pointless thing to bring up. And this is hypocritical considering he uses complex inputs for some of Terry's special moves. So which is it?
そこでパッドの方向プラスボタンでシンプルに直感的に操作できるものを目指しました。なお、スマッシュ入力、つまり弾きという概念が生まれています。素早く倒すとより強く攻撃したりジャンプできるという。64でアナログスティックが実装される際できることを考えた結果です。無段階の方向、無段階の深度に目が行きがちですが、私は入力が完成する時間に目をつけました。
He wants to take credit for inventing control stick sensitivity.
なお、スマブラといえば、任天堂のさまざまなキャラクターが出ることが売りの一つですが、これは企画書上には書いておらず、後から交渉することになります。コンシューマーの格闘ゲームにおいて難しい点の一つに、主役がいきなりいっぱいいるという要素があります。例えばゼルダの伝説ならリンクという主人公がいて、その他のサブキャラクターや敵がいる。候補上そういったことを順番に展開していけばイメージが伝わるのですが、格闘ゲームの場合いきなり主人公が8人とか12人とかいるわけですよね。お客さんに対して知らない人がいきなり12人とかいても
I'm sorry, what? He's trying to make a problem out of a playable character roster. How is having a roster a problem? The diversity of a fighting game roster is one of the most appealing things about fighting games. Let's take Street Fighter for example. Do you want to play as the large wrestler? Emftal? Or the Indian that can stretch his arms? Or the naked green man that can zap himself? Having all these characters can incline players to choose a favorite, whether they look cool or they have cool moves. For Sakurai to find a problem in this tells me that he can't think of ideas for fighting game characters, despite that he shows off all these other fighting games. I think it would be fun to create designs and backstories for each character, but here we have a self-proclaimed creative genius that has never attempted it before. Oh, and this is rich.
親しみや取っかかりを持ちにくいですよね。
This mother player. It's not easy to make someone care about them. Says the guy that has tried to make others care about Fire Emblem, Bayonetta and other series time and time again. Follow your own advice. I can't.
アーケードの格闘ゲームならとりあえずプレイしてみることは可能だし、他の人がプレイしているのも見ているわけだから問題解決できます。少なくともどちらかを応援しているなりすれば、そのうち感情移入もできようものです。だけど 何にも知らない、新入生キャラクターがいきなりずらっと並んでる状況については
He has to be making this up. He can't be this stupid. Here this guy is making videos on YouTube, teaching others about game development, but he can't bother to conceptualize characters because nobody has ever seen them before. Why does this guy like Fire Emblem and Bayonetta in the first place? Who designed those characters and made games with them? Were they borrowed from another game? Which came first, the chicken or the egg? It's not hard. You make characters that people can latch onto. And if you aren't creative with character design and development, hire somebody that is. It's not hard. Every developer has had to do this before, but not Sakurai apparently. He's in a league of his own and too good for that.
ちゃんと取り組むべきだと思いました。結果として任天堂の人気キャラクターをお借りすることになりました。この最初のイメージには結局最後まで悩まされることになります。スマブラが完成した時、同じ任天堂内外でもゲームをよくプレイする開発関連の方々などは喜んで遊んでくれたのですが、営業や問屋などからは
Sales team? But you're the sales team. Remember?
殴り合いなんてとんでもないと拒否反応を起こされたものです。遊んでないうちからですけどね。また従来の格闘ゲームが頭に染みついている人にも浸透が難しかったです。駆け引きの種類が全く違うので偏見をなかなか拭えません。それを補うためスマブラ券などを制作していたりもします。
Wow, so you designed a website? And? Believe it or not, but Nintendo had websites for many of their N64 games back then. Mario Party, Mario Golf, Excite Bike 64, it wasn't just Smash Brothers. So what did you do differently? Nothing. You just want to praise yourself for being the one that designed his own.
結局発売してからこれは面白いと評判を受け、じわじわと広がりました。結果オーライ、いやそれ以上の成果ではあったと思いますね。当時支えてくださった方々どうもありがとうございます。なお私にとっては初めての声優さん起用タイトルでもあります。カービィの公式声もここで決まりました。スマブラはルールを変えてプレイした方はご存知の通り、いかようにも設定できる柔軟性を持っています。アイテムありあり、ステージランダムの4人担当でアバウトに遊んでもよいし、アイテムなしワンオンワンでガチガチに遊んでもよいと。好きなところだけ好きなように遊ぶという方針は初代にしてある程度確立できていると思います。はい、というわけで次の企画コンセプトのカテゴリーは大乱闘スマッシュブラザーズデラックスのお話です。
Oh shit. I have to cover that. But Jesus. Sakurai is just something else. If you've learned anything in this video, it may be that Sakurai is an uncreative individual that loves fighting games and doesn't follow his own rules. I tend to think you never learn anything about actually how to make a game, but rather learn more about himself. No surprise.